Okay, it's not normally tradition that I do these tarot readings for the lunar transits. Usually I just keep it to astrological, but I just had to talk about this because this is just, ooh, these cards just popped out. They had something to say, okay? So this is for the whole of the Mrigashira new moon, all signs. Okay, this is an all sign reading. It doesn't even have to be for the signs. It can just be an overview of what's going to happen for the next lunar month. Okay, now for the first card we have the Justice card. We also have the Unity card, which is the Hierophant card, and we have Emerald, ceremonies and celebrations. Okay, so hold up. Justice. Take the time to review the details carefully. You will win in the end. Fair and objective decisions. So yeah, the karmic scales are balancing. And then we've got Emerald, ceremonies and celebrations. It's a time of important life passages such as weddings, birthdays, graduations, or anniversaries. I'm sensing vindication here for some of you during this lunar transit. Massive vindication. And as I was saying that, there was a card looking at me, and this card is not just for Taurus, it's for a lot of people, because the transit is not only new moon and sun in Taurus, it's also the transit Lagna in Taurus. So if you cross watch with Taurus and see what Taurus is saying, that could apply to some other people during this transit as well, not just Taurus. I'm sorry, Taurus, but what I see is vindication. I feel like for people who have been walking in their truth and integrity, I feel like there will be a lot of fortune, good fortune, right? This is something we have to be careful with, because that good fortune comes from past situations. And people with integrity gaining fortune on this level, it might make other people resentful, and it might make other people feel hard done by. And when people feel resentful like that, when people feel like, you know, you're too perfect and you can't be taken down, that's when they'll try to take you down. That's when they'll try to do that. Even though justice-wise or fairness-wise, this was a long time coming. There are a lot of people who have been sidelined and disrespected for a long time that are about to have their moment in the sun, but people might resent them having their moment in the sun. That's something we want to be careful about. So cross watch with Taurus and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, and I'm sorry, Taurus, I'm sorry to bring everybody to your reading. I apologize. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. Okay, now we got to talk about the Unity card, the Hierophant card. Do the right thing for the right reason. Compare traditional versus new approaches to see which works for you. A spiritually minded community that falls in line with this. Doing the right thing for the right reason is what brings the rewards. It's what makes sure that Mercury and Jupiter are on your side when you behave with integrity. When you behave with a certain amount of humility, a certain amount of discipline, and a certain amount of integrity, that is what will endear you to Jupiter and Mercury. Integrity, every time. Integrity and doing things as fairly as possible. And for those who have been doing that, good fortune is about to follow you. Some of you might have already been feeling it. Some of you might have already been feeling it. So I'm just going to say that, okay? Now, collectively, the collective first house, the collective ninth house, and the collective second and third coming up on the spotlight. Again, cross watch with Taurus. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But there are notes here that I want to talk about as well with regards to the main cards here. Okay. So we've got spiritual truth, forgiveness, strong faith, divine timing, luck in legal affairs, prestigious school or institution, or in this case, some information that comes from elite education, something like that. Or maybe you end up in a course that really appeals to you, but it's a little bit more advanced, or the schooling might be a little bit better than you anticipated, right? Then we've got top of religious organizations, cornerstone businesses, franchise ownerships, stable legal system and police. And then for your most important notes, our most important notes, we've got law school, ethical legal system, youth workers, social workers, and parole officers. So we're about to see a split down the middle when it comes to who sides with what in business, in finance, in religions, like all of that. We're about to see like a split down the middle here. We're about to see the split down the middle. And again, outwardly, it might be combative outwardly, but inwardly, there's a lot of like intersecting going on behind the scenes. There's a lot of intersecting going on, but between different people of different religions, people of different races, people of different genders. Like there's like underneath the struggle, there's an interlinking of people increasingly. An interlinking of people who have had enough of this bullshit. Okay, there's like an interlinking going on here. And again, it's those people that might end up being on the positive end of the Mercury-Jupiter conjunction. But again, that's when resentment from the powers that be might come. Because remember, Shravana midheaven and Shravana Pluto are conjunct, and you're not just talking about the wider world or the long-term fortune in this transit. You're talking about it in relation to power, in relation to government, in relation to the powers that be. It might be that the powers that be are warring. The people that they're really warring with are the peaceful people at the bottom. And it's the people in the middle that are being used as pawns. Do you understand what I mean? The real war is not happening between the likes of Elon Musk and the public, or the likes of, I don't know, Zach Polanski and the right wing. It's not that. It's between shadow powers that are secret. It's between them and people on the lower end who want peace with each other. That's who the real war is between. It is not between the people that we can see. It's between the people we can't. That's where the real war is. The real war is invisible. And a lot of lives are being caught up in the balance, right? So that's what we're seeing here. We're about to see in every corner of government and industry, people are going to be split down the middle. Binaries, people are going to find themselves according to what binaries their animal selves are most comfortable with. And it's going to be surprising to a lot of people what side they feel like they belong to. And then we've got the Ace of Wands. I just keep hearing it's time. It's time. It's time. Not to pick a side, but to pick a binary. It's not about what this world demands of you. It's about what resonates with your animal nature. What are you going to choose? Who are you going to pick? You're picking, at the end of the day, it's not about, political allegiances. It's about the living and the dead. And I'm not talking in terms of physicality. I'm talking in terms of soul here. Who are you going to pick? Are you going to pick the secret people who want to dominate everyone and who are at war with everyone? Or are you going to pick people on the lower levels who want peace with everyone? Who are you going to choose? That is the real decision that you have to make, and understand that on either side, you're going to have to sacrifice something big. So, you've got the Nine of Wands. There's struggle. There's struggle. People are strong. and people are getting off the sidelines. People are strengthening themselves and getting off the sideline. They're getting off the sidelines at last. But there's exhaustion there already. There's exhaustion there. There's vigilance, but there's exhaustion in that vigilance, okay? What really interests me, though, is the major arcana cards. The first one being the Emperor card. The Emperor card is interesting because it's not actually about the traits of the people or the traits of the collective. It's about who we're up against. This is a person. It might not even be a person. It might be a force that people are up against. This force is not tactical. It knows one direction and one direction only, and that's forward. This is the type of force that instead of trying to win the chessboard, they'll just flip it over. And there are people like that on multiple sides. They'll just flip over the chessboard if they feel like they're not winning. That's dangerous. We need to watch out for that. But then, right here, we hit it right here. This card is Mrigashira in a nutshell. This card right here, Taurus and Gemini. Following your heart, following the wisdom of your animus or your anima. It leads you directly to your heart's desires and your heart's purpose. I think that people are going to vibrate. There's going to be a frequency that connects more and more people together. And when they connect with each other, it creates this. It creates an unstoppable force, or a force that is forward moving, regardless of the consequences. I think a lot more people will choose each other from their heart space instead of, you know, who they think they should be. I feel like a lot more people will choose each other from their heart space more than anything else. In some cases, it's definitely a good thing. In other cases, we need to be careful. So yeah, that was a heavier reading than I was expecting. That was the Mrigashira New Moon Tarot. I am Empress Justice. I'll see you in the next reading, okay? Love you. Bye-bye, my darlings.